So here are a few things that I do to get out of a bad mood. Number one is I immediately try to change my physiology, so I will do some form of exercise. It could be just a few minutes. It doesn't have to be anything insane or crazy. Uh, Jump up and down, jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, burpees. Just waffle your arms about like a crazy person. Start yelling. Um, some yoga. Grab a kettlebell, throw it around a couple times. Like just anything to get your body moving to help change the chemicals in your brain that are putting you in this weird funk. Right now, if it stems deeper than that, then that will at least get you out of that funk so that you can start understanding why you're in the bad mood in the first place. So you have to be real and you have to be honest with yourself. There's no point in pretending you're full of sunshine when you're really not full of sunshine. When the reality is inside, you want to scream and cry and kick and run through a wall at some point, right? So if there was something wrong, be honest with yourself. What is it? What is the thing? This isn't complaining. This is discovery. And then something that I like to do is complete the I'll feel better when I blank sentence. I'll feel better when I go deadlift 10 sets of 10 reps. I'll feel better when I go jog for 10 minutes. I'll feel better when I go on a brisk walk. I'll feel better when I go walk to school to pick up my kids. I'll feel better when I have a delicious meal. I'll feel better when I do some push-ups. I'll feel better when I go have some sex. Whatever the fuck, whatever it is that you want to do. The next thing would be to take responsibility. Sometimes when you're down, it's really easy to play the victim card. It's really easy to take that responsibility that should be upon yourself and thrust it into the world and let it stick to something else or someone else. And the truth is that we can influence how we feel by choosing what we do. So sitting around and sulking really doesn't do much other than prolong this gut-wrenching, nasty, sulking, prolonged sadness that you have. So doing something proactive is going to help you feel better. The next thing I like to do is to think, but not just think about why. Think it out in the sense that you want to change how you feel and you want to understand what's bothering you. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, identify what was it that made me feel this way or made you feel this way, so that you can make the next moments feel better. Because a lot of times we're just in our head. Like even if it's a deep-rooted situation, we make things worse than what they are. So let's change that story, which leads me to the next little tidbit here, which is to change the story in your head. Again, a lot of times what ends up happening is we create this story of what is the reality and we turn it into this fallacy, and that fallacy becomes this crazy, imaginative, just fantasy novel of what is nowhere near to what the actual cause or what the actual truth is. And so visualize yourself and closing a book and taking a new one off the shelf. And that's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this one back because I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. I don't like the way it makes me feel. And I'm going to pick up something else. And I'm going to read that. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to tell myself that story, this new story. What's your story? I'm not a victim. I'm the fucking hero, okay? I'm the hero in my story. I'm not going to play the victim. So I'm going to pick up a book where I am the hero, okay? The protagonist, the guy that is learning along the way, but he's sacrificing his time. He's sacrificing the things that are going to make him better, and he's going to do so by achieving great bouts of success in every capacity. And the last thing that I do is I try to just remove that stupid voice in my head that is bringing all of this stuff down and warping what is this truth into this fallacy. And so the story, creating the story, picking up a new story and reading that story and telling myself that story is the prerequisite to removing that silly voice, right? So when you start thinking about like what went downhill and how could this have happened? And why do I feel this way? And why did she treat me this? Why did he do this to me? And why and why and why? Those are the things that lead you to that victim mentality. We want to remove that. So those questions are very important. The words that you use are so important because it's causation. to your action, to your modality, to your mood, to your very being in of itself. So hope that helps. Peace out, Holmes. Bye-bye.